Radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
The image you see in this thumbnail is Thomas Crooks. That is the guy. That's the guy that almost ended the life of Donald Trump. I've been marinating on this for a couple days. I've been reading a whole lot of comments online. I've been putting some things together. And this is going to be a long one. So brace yourselves. I got a lot to say about everything that's happened Saturday and beyond concerning this. But I'll start off with this thumbnail, right? So this is the dude. This is the guy who is the would-be possible assassin of Donald Trump. 20 years old, Thomas Crooks. Not exactly Jason Bourne, is he? Not exactly Jason Bourne. Putting everything together here. He's 20 years old. It was an AR-15 was the weapon. And I believe he drove a Hyundai Sonata. I don't think he could fit a ladder in a Hyundai Sonata. So I'm supposed to believe that Jason Bourne here got on a ladder on the building, got on top of that building where he oversaw the podium where Trump was, unassisted by anyone else. He just got up there. And I heard there was a slope on the roof, kind of hard to get on that slope. So not only is he a marksman, not only that, but he's also a roofer, a skilled roofer, I guess. The fuck, man? Alright, so he's not Jason Bourne. He's not a trained assassin. We're supposed to believe that he's just a deranged individual. Just a deranged individual. He was bullied in school. I guess it's possible. It is possible. A 20-year-old kid bullied in school. For whatever reason, feels like he wants to take it out on Donald Trump. Who can say about the motivations? Because he's not here. He didn't have any note in his pocket. There's no social media. Apparently, from what I can gather, he's clean. No social media, no nothing. I don't know about a lot of these things like BlackRock. A lot of you could fill me in on that, but he was in a BlackRock commercial. And there's powers beyond the usual sometimes in these types of things. I know there's a lot of interest groups, there's a lot of companies that they probably don't want Trump to take office for a second term. I don't have any proof that one of these corporations, companies, entities possibly put this kid, 20-year-old kid, this little like Big Bang Theory looking motherfucker, put this kid to doing the task for them of taking out Donald Trump. Got really close. A lot of places I'm looking at, and a lot of diagrams have Trump's head and the angle, and he moved to the right just a little bit. And they show in these pictures that bullet would have went right through his brain if he didn't move to the right and hit his ear. Just a second off. I think I mentioned this in my last commentary, how fucking close we got to an actual assassination. I still cannot believe this happened. I look at the evidence. I look at all the details around it, or the lack of security detail. The reason I'm shocked mostly that this almost happened, and a past and future American president, because of course he's winning. Of course he's going to win in November after this, and probably before this too, because Biden fucking brains and mashed potatoes, but I'm not going to talk about Biden right now. I could add in, no, I'm not going to talk about any Biden. You know you know how I feel, and most people feel about old mashed potato brains and shit. So we're supposed to believe that this shooter, Jason Bourne Jr., unassisted, got on top of a roof with a perfect, clear sight line to Trump. Couldn't be any more perfect of a sight line right to him. We're supposed to believe that he got on that roof unassisted by anybody else. And he was on that roof for almost fucking half an hour. 26 minutes, I read. So he got on that roof unassisted, 26 minutes, to the point where people in the crowd were yelling, "There's a gunman on the roof." Looks kind of suspicious, doesn't it? Here's this dude on the roof holding a gun. That isn't Secret Service. Nothing says police on there. He's just a guy in street clothes with an AR-15. Now there's a big crowd there. There's video that's come out of this one dude basically saying, "Hey, I saw this guy. I tried to yell at anybody that would hear me." There is stupidity. There is dereliction of duty. There is royal fuck-ups, right? So I'm supposed to believe, the official story is that, this kid was bullied, and of course that's what happens, and it feels like kind of like a grooming in a way. Like a story, like just to kind of like put it out there, like, well, this shooter, no ties to anybody, he was bullied, he's a nerd, that's what happened, right? Seems a little bit too easy of an explanation to me. Now, what I'm thinking is, you had Secret Service there. You had them in a certain perimeter. The highest concentration of Secret Service is around the president. And then, as the circle gets wider, I read that it's a mixture of Secret Service and police officers. And then, yards and yards out, it's no longer any more Secret Service. It's just local police. Did you know the building that shooter was on, supposedly, if the reporting is correct that I've read, actually had cops in it? So I'm supposed to believe that Sheldon from Big Bang Theory got his AR-15 out. There was conveniently a ladder on the building, got on the building without any Secret Service noticing he was on the building, without the cops noticing he was on the building. Till the very end, I heard a cop got up there, and then he took some shots at the cop. Then he dropped down, with the whole crowd yelling, "Hey, there's a shooter over there." And everyone just kind of sticks their fingers in their ears and go, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." We don't hear nothing. Am I supposed to believe that? Planned ignorance. Planned ignorance, I'll say, is what I fucking think it is. I mean, I'm putting myself in Trump's position. Do this for me, anyone listening. Put yourself in the position of Trump right now. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about your security detail right now? I wouldn't feel too damn positive about him. I'd be demanding different detail. I'd say, fuck the detail. He's got money. He should just bring in his own security detail. People he can trust. Not Secret Service. People he can trust. So, I'm sorry I'm all over the place here. I got so many things I kind of just want to work into this commentary. Had clear sight lines to Trump. And there were shooters that had this guy in their sights for up to 3 minutes, it was reported. But they didn't take the shot. Now here's the big smoking gun, you might say, as to why. And by the way, I was going to have an upload talking about this insane bitch that talked about how it was staged, and she said it was staged like a Tyler Perry movie or something like that. But fuck that bitch. This was not staged, all right? a person lost their life in a crowd. So no, this was not a staged joke. No, Trump did not have something in his pocket and he touched his head and it was like a ketchup packet. No. Fuck that. Fuck this bitch that said that. Fuck anybody that thinks this was actually staged by the Trump campaign. No, that's, live bullets, not blanks. All right? This was not staged. No. Other than staged, directed by whom? That's the question. Because I don't believe this shit as it's being told to us right now. I give the Secret Service, I give the authorities, I give everyone there a little bit of credit. Now, granted, the Secret Service that was on his detail, there were a lot of females on that detail. Some women, chubby, out of shape, a foot shorter than him, were supposed to be protecting him. One bitch couldn't even holster her own fucking gun. Where did they get the security detail from? The View? No. I give them some credit, though. I do. Even though a lot of them look like they were DEI hires. Because you had local authorities there, too. Even if the Secret Service, even if he got the B team, because maybe the other Secret Service was out with Kamala Harris or something like that, or protecting somebody else, he's at least got the local authorities. So, I just don't buy that shooter had 26 minutes up there. He was spotted, even by people in the crowd. He was not a ninja up there, okay? He was spotted. And somehow got to the point where perfect sideline to the president, was able to get shots off and actually shoot Trump. How does that happen unless it was either assisted or just, we're looking away. We don't see it. We're looking away. Let to happen. It was let to happen. Has to be. Because, like I said, he was in their lines of sight and they couldn't take the shot, or they wouldn't take the shot. The big smoking gun, though, is the fact that Trump was not alerted by any of his detail that there was a potential shooter up there. So nobody tells him on the stage. That's probably the first fucking person you tell, wouldn't it? Okay, common sense would tell you, if you are a presidential candidate or a president, then there's a shooter that's spotted, guess who he's aiming for? Okay, it's not somebody in the crowd, even though somebody in the crowd sadly lost their life. It's not going to be the security detail. It's not going to be the drink vendor. All right, it's going to be Donald Trump. So, I just can't see how anybody can actually buy all of this as it's being reported. If I was Donald Trump, again, put yourself in his position. I would be looking around. I wouldn't trust a single motherfucker around me, especially no one there that day. I would demand every single person that day, I would get their names. I would not allow any of those people anywhere fucking near me after that happened. How would you feel after you got shot? And your security detail supposedly just let you down. All of them let you down, right? You know, one thought about it also is, the people that say it's staged, they say the timing is too coincidental. The fact that he was pumping his fist in the air, he was allowed to have that photo op. I've never been shot before. There's never been an assassination attempt on my life. There's a lot of adrenaline rushing through you. Who's not to say you're not basically in a fight or flight mode? You get shot, you're still alive. I'd be looking around for the person that shot me, and I'd be mad. I'd be yelling some shit like, fight. I don't know. Again, like, because he's Donald Trump, he understands the moment, and he understands, well, you know, I just got shot. This would be an amazing photo op. Now, it's weird to think, for the people that say it's staged, it's weird to think that anyone after being shot would want a photo op. But some people are wired certain ways. Some people they like to take the biggest advantage possible. They like to turn a negative into a positive. And is the ultimate turning a negative into a positive. You have to give Trump credit in this. Love or hate him, the man got shot. A lot of people would stay down, but he didn't stay down. Probably be smarter for him to stay down, but he saw it as a moment, to have a transcendent moment, and to create one of the greatest pictures we will ever see in political history. I should have went with that picture. So I might do a combo picture. I might. Or I might have this picture in the background right now. I might do a transition. But if you look at this picture, what makes it even more epic is the fact that there's a waving flag in the background. In centuries from now, this moment will be remembered. Historians will be looking back at this moment and how that is one of the top political pictures ever to be taken. His defiance on full display. And it gives you a different perspective on who he is as a person. It really does. Because sometimes, people put on a front or they play characters for the television screens and all that. The guy from The Apprentice, Donald Trump. But that person in that moment, that's no longer the TV star. That's no longer the reality TV show star. That's the president. And that's a presidential moment. Again, love or hate him, you have to give that man credit in that moment and how he handled himself. How would you handle yourself in that moment? How would Biden handle himself in that moment? How would anybody? Again, probably not the smartest way to handle that moment, but he was going to make sure to get his photo op. And win or lose the election, which I think he'll probably win, whether he has a great second term or not, whatever happens from this point on is going to be for him just a massive win because he's alive. He was an inch away from death. So maybe it'll cause him to really do some deep thinking. And like I said Saturday when I reported on this, I thought he would basically sit down with his family and decide what to do going forward. I didn't see a scenario to where he probably wouldn't step down and say, after being shot, not shot at, but after being shot, I decided I just want to be with my family. That's another decision a lot of us would make. I mean, hell, I can't tell you right now, if I was running for president and I got shot, I wouldn't just call it a day and say, all right, I'm lucky. I almost died. I'm out. I'm bowing out. Somebody else come get this spot. But, yeah. Seems like there's so many more things I want to add here. Unrelated to the coverage of this, I said I want to talk about Biden, but weeks prior to this, Biden really ramped up and he said that we need to put Trump in a bullseye. And he had these ads basically playing that if you look at the ads and you look at a lot of the political ads right now, they don't as much outline policy differences as they demonize the other person. Demonize them. They're not American. They're not human. They're a fascist. They demonize the other person, right? So that's what our politics are right now here. And Biden did say he would suspend political ads for a period of time. It's been a long time since there was an assassination attempt on a sitting or former president. So I wonder how things are going to look at the Secret Service and all these DEI hires. Meaning basically, you're not going to get all chiseled Terminator looking motherfuckers. There's going to be some short, pudgy females with blue hair. I don't know if any of them have blue hair, but that's one segment. We do not need any fucking DEI hires. We need to have every one of them fuckers tall and chiseled like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what we need to have. Okay? No one under 6 foot tall. No one under 200 pounds. All them fuckers are doing a very important job, meaning they are protecting the president and presidential nominees. So we need to rethink all this shit about having these little 4 or 5 foot women's protecting the president, the nominees. No, that's not cool. If I was Trump, I'd say, okay, get rid of them little short bitches. All right, bye-bye. Get rid of them little short bitches, okay?